Right, hello everyone, welcome back to Classic Automotive Services. Right, this week, it's only a quick short update video, especially as we're on our way to our little one's birthday party. But what we have been doing this week is reassembling all the suspension components and all the stuff that we got back from powder coating into its sub-assemblies ready to refit into the shell when we've got it painted. So we've got the radiator pack all finished now with the recalled original upgraded radiator. So let me rephrase that. It's the original radiator recalled and upgraded is a better way to put it. Obviously, we showed you all the fan motors and everything last week, and we were just working out the thickness of the rubbers, which I had done last week, and I was waiting for more to turn up. So I've got the new rubbers in now, and they're sealing up against the radiator nicely. They're not putting any excessive pressure on the radiator and going to damage it, so they're perfect. We've got the coil remounted onto it, all cleaned up. The bracket was replated, and we even managed to carefully clean the original sticker and save that as well. So it's got all nuts and bolts replated on it, so it's looking absolutely spectacular. So I'll quickly move this out of the way and we'll show you the next component. Right, we've got the front struts. This is obviously just one of them. The other one is over there done. They're all rebuilt with new shock absorbers in them. We've got the original TR8 backplates powder coated, which the eagle-eyed ones among you might notice they're actually totally different to TR7 backplates. So we've got them all sorted out and back on. Top mounts, we actually had to replace the actual top mount as the original ones were quite badly corroded, and the rubber was all delaminating off of them, as well as the rubber part of it was actually perishing. So we put some new top mounts on it, and it's got the needle roller upgrade kit in there, so that'll make the steering very, very nice. Shock absorbers are standard. We're not going upgraded shocks or anything on it. We've even got the nice rubber gaiters on the shock absorber, and the bump stop is actually in there as well. So they're literally ready to go back on the car. I think that's it for the shocks. We have also done all the suspension arms, front lower control arms. The subframe is rebuilt as well, which I'm not going to dig that out because it's quite heavy to get it out. It's over there wrapped up. So the subframe is all complete with the anti-roll bar on it. The lower control arms are all rebushed and back on with new ball joints in them. So that's a complete sub-assembly ready to go back onto the bottom of the engine and bolt up to the engine, ready to go into the car. As once this is painted, the plan is going to have the engine, gearbox and subframe all together, and then just lower the car on top of it, basically as it was done in the factory. Hence why the whole engine is built up with all the ancillaries. So it should go in. I can't see any reason why not, but it should. We've got the axle all finished now as well. So we've got the back plates back on, new brake shoes in there. All the hardware for the brakes was replated when I had all the nuts and bolts done. So that's all the brake adjusters, all the retaining fixings for the brake shoes, so they all look brand new. Handbrake levers were all replated as well. And then we replaced the handbrake cable, as they're not a lot of money. And this one's nice and free now to make it easy to adjust. So we've got new handbrake cable on there, and I couldn't clean the old one up for the money of a new one. So that's all routed as it should be. The only part that's got that little bracket goes on to the trailing arm mount, or top trailing arm mount, to secure the cable through there. We've also got new Goodrich Classic brake lines. Just an upgrade we decided to do, as we don't want rubber ones. They're going to perish at some point again. These aren't. And they're going to give you a better brake pedal feel too. So we upgraded to them. One thing I will say about these is they now don't come with the shake-proof washers on them. So you have to either supply your own or order shake-proof washers when you order these, which is annoying. For a few pence of washers, why I don't chuck them in with them, I don't know. So we've got all new brake pipes on it as well. I've made up all the new copper brake lines for it. All the original clips, all where it should be, and bracketry. So they're all nice and secure, as that is one of my pet hates, is bad looking brake pipes. They're all wonky, the straight sections aren't actually straight, they're all wavy, the bends aren't nice and uniform. When you've got two pipes running next to each other, they're not following each other properly, and not being clipped up correctly is actually dangerous and an MOT failure in the first place. So insecure brake lines, fuel lines, things like that, that is actually a safety issue. So make sure they are all clipped up as they should be. So the axle is nice and smooth, hasn't got any oil in it yet. I have got to still put oil in it, but that's another assembly fully built up, ready to go back into the shell. So I have ordered a roll jig for the shell. I ordered that last week. It should be here next week, so I can get the shell on a roll jig and start cracking on with the bodywork. So hopefully next week's video will be bodywork on the shell. Well, doing the few repairs on it to start with, because I have ordered the lower rear quarters for it. They're in the boot of the car. The rest of it, the other little repairs on the car, I'm going to have to make the little pieces to go in, because we're not replacing panels for the little tiny repairs that they need doing. I have got to free off the door hinges, as they were seized, well, partly seized, when the car went for the dipping process. I was hoping that the dipping would actually free them off, but it hasn't, not to the right anyway. So I've got to knock the hinge pins out and either clean them or replace the hinge pins, so that they're all working correctly. Do a full panel alignment on the car. So there's a lot of work to get that into paint, but we'll do different videos and that on it, different stages. But I think that is all we have this week, as it has just been mainly doing this sort of finalising bits and bobs on this. Obviously you saw the engine last week. That hasn't changed, other than that I have got the two coolant hoses now for the heater pipes. I haven't fitted them yet, they're in the box in the car. But other than that, there isn't really much change this week. No, I can't think of anything else. So please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.